So now that trading has officially released, I got a bunch of tips that might be able to help you guys with trading. And just so you guys know, these tips that I have, I got these from some of the top and best traders in anime Vanguards. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Before we start this video, I just want you guys to know that our goal is to eventually get to 100k subscribers. So if you guys want to support us and reach this goal, then don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, we are going to be doing a giveaway at 70k subscribers. So without further ado, let's get this video started. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Yo, I'm about to get one of the best trades of my life. I'm going to trade a shiny gazelle for this one right here. So let's take a look at this. Yo, there's absolutely no way. All right. So let's get started with the tips. You guys saw some of the W trades there. But yeah, by the way, that was just a role play. I was seriously not gonna get that W trade. I just had to do that for the video. But yeah, let's get started with today's video with some actual tips and tricks for trading. And just so you guys know, the people that you saw, or the guy that you saw trading me, his shiny Broly and his Diavolo and all his other OP stuff, he's one of the guys that gave the tips, okay? So some of these tips are from guys that are that rich. So listen up, okay? So at number 6, and this is going to be the most important, or actually one of the most important, all the tips are pretty important, but at number 6, we got patience is the most important. When trading, and this is actually one of the problems I've had with trading in, even in AnimeDefenders back then, even in AnimeDefenders when I was trading back then, having patience is the most important because sometimes you want to get rid of units, right? For example, I have a character right here that I wanted to trade. By the way, if you guys have offers for my shiny gazelle, I'm mainly looking for shiny Jego or shiny D, or maybe even a shiny Kaguya. I have a shiny gazelle, right? I've been looking to get rid of this unit already, but I haven't had a good trade the entirety of yesterday. There were some good offers, but I had to find the best offer because shiny gazelle is a collector's item, and basically patience is the most important because having these units, you need to have patience to find the best trade possible. And if you don't have patience to find the best trade, you are going to eventually, break and maybe settle with a lower trade, which is going to be suboptimal. You have to have the patience to find the most optimal, valuable trade for you all the time, right? Otherwise, you will lose some cash. That's what happened to me back then in AnimeDefenders and all those other trading games. I always, sell for less, instead of buying for less and selling for more. I always buy for more and sell for less because I was very impatient. That's why you have to have patience, guys. Patience is very, very important. And at number 5, this is also going to be another important tip, is get a good value item first. So here's what I'm gonna say: if you don't have anything of value in your inventory, it's going to be very, very hard for you to trade. For example, right now, right, the only thing of value for me is shiny gazelle, right, gazelle, and then also Kaguya. Those are the only 2 things of value. I also have a lot of other low value things that I could trade for, but it would literally take me ages, and it would take me hundreds, if not really hundreds, but it would take me a lot of trades to get at the very top because I don't have a very good high value item apart from shiny gazelle and obviously Kaguya. I also have some decent skins out here that I could trade for, but without a really, really high value item, it's going to take you ages to actually profit, right? So this is a pretty good advice. Get a good value item first. So right now you have an opportunity to get a serialized Dio. You could genuinely just farm cakes every single day. Don't let your PC rest. Just farm cakes every single moment. Give them basically everything you've got, and then summon every time there's a 2-time shiny, which is exactly my plan. The reason for this is because if you get a serialized Dio, you will be able to sell that for a lot, right? And you will be able to profit with that. So try to get a high value item first. Focus on that because trading the low value items, it's going to take you a very long time before you can flip it to a very high value. It's going to take you a while, and it's not really the most optimal way of doing things. You could also farm burbs. Burbs are also very, very good for high value item. If you get a good burb, you could trade that for something of decent value, and then you can trade up from there. So at number 4, it's always lowball everything. So this goes with the very basic component of trading, which is buying everything cheap and selling expensive. Basically always try to lowball everything, right? Again, with my first tip, patience is key. There are a lot of people out there that are very impatient and will be willing to settle for a worse trade as long as they could get rid of their units fast enough. I almost did this a bunch of times in this game with my Shiny Gazelle until I was told to basically just hold on to Shiny Gazelle. So there are people out there that will basically trade their items for something that's lesser value because they're very impatient, especially for those items that don't really trade that quickly. So always try to lowball everything and add items that have high demand potentially but not as much value. So for example, if you're trading for a Kaguya, try to add something that is close to the value of Kaguya but is lesser than the value of Kaguya, and then try to add some random items that may be able to intrigue that other person that you're trading with. So never ever really buy as much as possible with their actual prices, because that way you'll be able to profit more. So again, these are tips that are given to me by top traders. So yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is number 3. Look at your trades long term. So there are items that will eventually just get higher and higher and higher as people collect them. So for example, if Shiny Diabolo, for example, once people get Shiny Diabolo, they'll probably just hold on to their Shiny Diabolo, leading to the value of this unit getting higher and higher and higher. Because obviously Shiny Diabolo is an absolutely insane unit. So once everybody has their Shiny Diabolo, chances are they will just hold him for a very long period of time. And because if they hold them for just a long period of time, the value will go up, right? So if there's not that many people trading Shiny Diabolo, then its value will go up. I think same for, and I'm not really very experienced here, very rare items. I think for very rare items, there's a chance that those items could go higher because there's not as much people trading them. I'm not really too sure about that, but yeah, look at your trades long term. Take a look at what's probably going to go up. I think Shiny Diabolo is going to go up because there's really not going to be as many people trading them, especially once they have them. Also, some of the other rare items, right? Once people get the rare items, then maybe it will go up, right? I'm not really too sure at this, but there's a very high chance that some of the rare items will go up and some of the high demand items will go down eventually once the demand for them is lower. Because remember, once the demand is high, the value will go up. It's gonna get overpriced. But once the demand is lower, once the people get those items, once the demand drops, the value will also drop. So kind of leverage that. There's short-term trades and long-term trades. Again, this is starting to be very complex. But yeah, that's again a tip that I got from another player. Number 2 is do not look at the value lists too much. There's really just 2 main value lists right now. Alright, so let me be as unbiased as possible here. I already made a video about Vanguard values before, but I'm not going to shy away and call out King values because both of these values actually released before trading. Both of them released before trading. I believe King values released before trading as well. Vanguard values released before trading. King values released before trading as well. So I already made a video about this in the past. But to be as unbiased as possible here, my advice is to just use or take a look at these and use them as baseline. Never base your trades off of what's in the value list because you could get scammed. An example of this is a guy just offered me a trade, right? He offered me a trade, a shiny Ragna with 2 Jin Moris, 2 normal Jin Moris, right? And then also added a Kaguya. And according to his value list and according to the computation here, you can see right here that based on this trade, I'm losing, or the other guy is losing. Based on this value, that the other guy is actually losing. But in the real world, this trade right here would be a lose for the Shiny Gazelle because the Shiny Gazelle is going to easily be tradable for more, right? The reason for this is because Shiny Gazelle is just one unit that could be traded for a lot more than, these units right here. So for that reason alone, never base your trades on Vanguard values alone or King values alone because the computations are not really going to translate well into the real world. Like this trade right here, for example, 100% I've asked most traders I'm going to lose with this trade. So it's a very mid trade, but according to Vanguard values, this other guy is losing. This is a perfect example of why you shouldn't really take too much of you shouldn't really base your trades on value lists. Always base your value list on the real world example. So ask traders consistently, and maybe I will be making a Discord for that soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So yeah. And number one tip, this is the number one tip that I got for most from the traders on the Discord, and it's going to be demand over value. So, right, obviously you're not going to be trading something that's way off value but has higher demand, because you're going to lose a lot. The best example of this, if we go on right here into the tier list, is shiny octopus, right? Shiny octopus is very, very rare based on, you know, the tier lists, the value lists, right? It's very, very rare. Even for Vanguard values, it is a very, very, very rare it is a very, very rare unit. But if you take a look at it right here, you will not be able to find a good trade for shiny octopus. This is because the demand for shiny octopus is very low. So you are more than likely to get underpaced for shiny octopus, even though technically, if you're just gonna base it off rarity, these three right here are probably pretty close in terms of rarity. Obviously, some of them are gonna be rarer, but the underpriced one, the one with low demand, is going to get vastly different offers, with offers from shiny Diavolo and shiny DBC Broly. You know, shiny Diavolo will also get way more offers and better offers because its demand is higher, even though technically it should be about as rare as these other units right here. So for example, if you take a look at this one right here at the bottom, units that have higher demand will be able to fetch overpays or overprices, right? For example, Kaguya is a good example of this. Kaguya is quite common, but a lot of people want to get Kaguya, and because of that, Kaguya has good overpays, right? Kaguya is getting a ton of overpays, mainly because they really want to get this Vanguard character, which is still actually pretty useful. And because of that, you can get overpays for this unit. So demand over value is a good tip. It's very important as well to take notes of the fact that you shouldn't really be settling for underpays, right? That's pretty much it, guys. And again, I have the things that I'm trading right now. If you guys want to trade with me, Shiny Gazelle and Kagro. I'm looking for offers for my extra Shiny Gazelle. My Shiny Gazelle and my extra Kaguya. I'm taking a look at offers if you have any, but it has to be pretty good offers. That's pretty much it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. See ya.